Greetings everyone, Core here, and I know it's been a little while since I've done a review or any kind of video to say, and this is going to be a review as well as just an update of what's going on for those of you that do care, which I'm sure is not many, but still, for those that do care about what my schedule is and everything like that. So first off is I just upgraded to Windows 10, so that took a couple days off trying to set it up and everything because I was having problems setting it up initially, but everything seems to have gone pretty well. And I gotta say, first off, Windows 10 is pretty nice. It's interesting to see, the app aspect of like the Windows Phone in a desktop version. It's not like Windows 8 where they pretty much, you know, forced you to use that desktop until they, like the touchscreen desktop, even if you don't have a touchscreen desktop. Uh, but then, of course, they do have to start in the classic look, but still not quite the same. This one is more like the classic, with a few little things here and there. There's a notification bar for default on the right side, which is in your taskbar, on the bottom. When you go to the start menu, it actually opens up the start menu. Plus, it has like the apps there, so it's more minimal as far as like putting apps in your face. So it's nice. I gotta say it's nice. The only problems I had with it initially was just the font sizes. They didn't look quite right compared to the last iteration that I had. I tried to increase the font sizes and it didn't work. I actually had to mess around with my monitor a little bit more just so I could get the right look I'm looking for. So it doesn't look. It just looks too sharp, too much sharpness, too much contrast. And for those of you who know that what's going on with that, then you know what to look out for. Besides that, there's a lot of white initially, so I had to change it up a little bit just to get it back to how I had it. So a lot of black borders, black backgrounds if I could, just because white's a little too bright, especially with the new settings I had to do for my monitor. But overall, I've had it for 3 days, 4 days now. Gotta say I like it. It's running a lot more smoother. It's faster starting up for sure, compared to when I first had. I had Windows 7 before, and it's probably twice as fast starting up. Well, half the speed of what Windows 7 would have took. It does it in half that time. So it's really nice. I like it. I gotta say, nothing wrong with it. All my programs work with it. Nothing, you know, of issues so far. So that's one reason why I took a little extra to get a video out. Besides that, I have come into some rough times with my life, and it's making it harder. Pretty much I lost my job, and it sucks, but it was a risk anyways I was taking when I took this new position. Uh, so right now I'm really focusing on trying to get another job before I do more videos, more or less. My extra time isn't really extra anymore because I gotta find a job. Besides that, today I went to go see Dragonball Z Resurrection F, which, for those of you that do not know, it's a new Dragon Ball Z movie that just came out in the American dub, which from Funimation, I believe, backed it. And, oh, man, I gotta say, it was really good. If you saw Battle of the Gods and you thought it was slow, which it is slow, the action scenes are really cool and everything, but even the action scenes, kind of slow down a little bit. Um, and they're kind of, I guess, not up to Dragon Ball Z standards, I would say. It just looked a little weird, but this one definitely goes back to standards. Even improves them, to say the least. There's there's probably it's probably like 50% fighting, I would say for sure in this movie, which is pretty cool because they bring in a lot more people than just at least as far as not getting KO'd in 1 second like what Bears did to the Z fighters. This one they actually fight Frieza soldiers, which Frieza of course is back, and she's more and it is more powerful than before, uh, and of course she it wants to have revenge on Goku, and Goku's training with Whis on their planet, trying to get stronger with Vegeta and stuff. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't want to talk too much about it because I'm pretty sure if you like Dragon Ball Z, you're probably going to go see it. Um, I'm probably going to go see it at least another 2 more times, probably, with different friends and stuff. so that's for sure. um, but yeah, the fight scenes are really, really impressive because a good handful of fighters fight really well, and they get their even share. Krillin, Piccolo, Gohan, even Master Roshi gets in there and fights, which is pretty cool because he bulks up and he holds his own pretty well. He holds his own just as well as probably Krillin, maybe a little less, but still, he holds off quite a few, 1,000 troops. He holds off a good 100 or so. Um, but yeah, it's really cool to see the fights again. It's they look more like Dragon Ball Z fights. The mid-air collisions and stuff like that. Where the first one it was a little bit more showing off and hard hits, where this one's a lot more hits, but also hard hits, mixed in there. So it's cool. uh, the new evolution of Frieza is interesting. The reason why he decided to go with a gold form is just to show off. Pretty much, he says it's to show his stature, his position in the food chain. Pretty much, gold of course usually always means first. So that's the whole reason behind that, which kind of makes sense. He's lost to a Super Saiyan with gold hair, so he kind of wants to show off, saying that he's also on that level or past that. So he's the new standard, which their fight's really cool. Even Vegeta gets a little bit of fighting in there, not a lot, just a little, just enough to satisfy the people's hunger for Vegeta, of course. Music-wise, it's interesting because it kind of went back to, for those that remember when they used to have Disturbed songs in some of the Dragon Ball Z movies, which I believe was Lord Slug, uh, Cooler's Revenge, and there's another one in there. Oh, yeah. But there was like three of them that had a couple Disturbed songs, and in this one, there's a few songs in there that I believe one of them was by Maximum the Hormone, which I've liked them before. They were really cool. They did the intro song for Death Note, if you ever watched that anime. Um, and it seems like they wrote this song specifically for Frieza. It's pretty much during his resurrection that they play the song, and they say Frieza a few times in it. I think they even play it during some of the trailers and stuff. So it's pretty cool. I believe it's them. It sounds a lot like them. So I'm sure I didn't look at the credits to see. There are end credit stuff. It's just a little tidbit. You don't really have to see it because you kind of figure out what it is uh, when you watch the beginning of the movie, which is hilarious. I don't want to spoil that part for sure. Voice acting is really good. Of course, they got a lot of the old, English actors that we all know and love, of course, to reprise their roles. So it just sounds really cool. Frieza actually sounds a little more when he's yelling, especially um, more like his Japanese voice. I wonder if they actually used the Japanese voice for when he was yelling. So that's interesting. If they did, I'll have to look into that. But it feel like they did because the English voice actor didn't quite. I don't think that's what he would sound like if he was yelling like that during the fights. But yeah, so that's what I saw. Really good movie. Definitely recommend it. Definitely is gonna feel your satisfaction of fighting. Kind of like the Raid, where yeah, that's perfect. Actually, now that I think about it, where the first one, the Raid movie, was really good, really fighting. It's like Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods. It fulfills this hole that you kind of been missing. Um, and then the Raid 2 comes out, which is just bigger and better, how all sequels should be. The findings are more crazy. The choreography is a lot more intense. The whole scope of it is just bigger. And that's how pretty much Resurrection F, Dragon Ball Z, feels like. It's bigger and better for the better, of course. And they even give a little tidbit of what a third movie might in store for us. Granted, of who they bring back, not quite sure, but it's interesting to see. Hopefully, maybe they'll do a third. But yeah, so I'll leave you guys with that. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them below. I'll answer them, of course. I don't care what they are. Um, this Friday, Thursday, I will be seeing Fantastic Four, so look for that review if you look for my reviews at all. But until next time, guys, later.